guys, I wanted to come to you today with talking a little bit about eczema and fungal skin issues. I struggled with eczema or a fungal skin issue from the ages of 12 to 14, and I still struggle with it today, and it's pretty common, so a lot of you will probably have struggled with this. I started with, I'm just going to jump right into kind of what I experienced with eczema or with fungal rash. I don't know what to call it, but you know, whatever. I started getting a very small patch of skin, a red patch of skin, not a patch of skin, a red patch of skin on my upper lip right here, and I struggled with that for, I would say, about a year, and it just stayed in that area. It didn't go anywhere, it didn't spread until I was about 12, no, I was 13, and it just got horrible. It spread all over my face, my neck, and my arms, and I gotta say, honestly, that was probably the most miserable time of my life. I felt so self-conscious. I couldn't go out anywhere. I couldn't even put makeup over it to cover it up because it would make it worse. I was in a play at about 13, and this is when it started to get really bad, and I was covered, I mean, my face and my neck and my arms were just covered with this horrible red rash, and I just felt so self-conscious. I had one of the lead parts in this play, and I was just devastated because I couldn't even bend my arms because it was so dry and so inflamed. I couldn't bend my arms, otherwise it would just crack. Oh, that just sounds horrible. Crack open. And so I didn't know what to do. I went to the doctor about the little red patch on my lip when I was experiencing that, and he gave me hydrocortisone. And then what happened is I started using it, and it started to work, but then I used, I think, a little too much, and it burned that part of my lip, and I thought, oh, it's the hydrocortisone. I can't go back to the doctor because I think I know what it is. It's eczema. And so I self-diagnosed, and I used all these eczema creams, and they didn't seem to be doing a thing. So 2 years after struggling with this constantly, I went to the doctor, and he gave me hydrocortisone, and yeah, I don't know why I brought this, but it was like this hydrocortisone, and it's actually called clotrimazole and betamethasone. I don't know. Weird name. But yeah, it's technically hydrocortisone. And I used this, and within 2 weeks it was all gone. And I was just like, wow, I can't believe I went through 2 years of this suffering with this rash, only to have something work within 2 weeks. It was amazing. And he technically said it wasn't eczema, but it was some kind of fungal rash that you can contract from public pools or public showers, and I believe that I probably got it from a pool because when I was younger we used to go to this racket club and they would have pools there and we'd swim, and I believe that's where I got it. And so I struggled with that for 2 years, but then I got rid of it in 2 weeks with hydrocortisone. And I just wanted to, my first tip would be for you guys, if you are experiencing something that looks like eczema or you think is eczema, I would recommend going to the doctor if you haven't already to find out if it is eczema, because sometimes self-diagnosing can be bad. Man, I'm using my arms a lot in this video. Sometimes self-diagnosing can be really bad, and it can really cause you a lot of pain and misery like it did me. So I would go to the doctor and I would get that checked out. If you think it's eczema and you've been using like treatments and they're not working, it could not be eczema. It could be some kind of fungal condition, and you could have been suffering with it for a very long time, and the whole time it was something else. So that was my first thing. I really wanted to I wanted to push. I wanted to let you, that was my first tip for you guys, that I really wanted to stress because it is really important. So when I got, about a year later after I got rid of the fungal issue, I got the same kind of rash on my fingers, and it was just so painful. So I went to the doctor right away because the hydrocortisone that he'd originally given me was not working any longer. It didn't do anything for my fingers. So I went to the doctor, and he said this was actually eczema, and it looked exactly the same as the fungal stuff that I'd had. But he gave me something else. He gave me triamcinolone acetonide, and this is something that you cannot go to the drugstore and get. This is something that you has to be prescribed by a doctor. But I use this now because I still struggle with it. It has not gone away completely, and I honestly believe that eczema, because everybody I've talked to that has it, eczema is one of those really hard things to get rid of. I probably will suffer with it for a very, very long time, but I have it under control, and I can control it with this cream that he gave me, And so, yes, even if you have eczema, there are things that the doctor can give you to get rid of it, rather than just going and buying like a cream or something that is not guaranteed to work. This can be a little stronger and can actually help. So, I actually came up with 7 tips for you guys in dealing with eczema or any kind of rash. Number 1, I already told you about. Avoid the self-diagnosing, because that is really, really important. Number 2 is avoid itching your rash or your eczema, because it will make it so much worse. I promise you, you will regret it. I would itch it because it just was so itchy, but it would just make it so much worse, and it would open it up, and it was just bad. So avoid itching as much as you want to. 3, don't let it get too dry, and I recommend using, I use the Aveeno Daily Moisturizing Lotion for my fingers because it doesn't have any, perfumes or any kind of scent in it. It is dermatologist recommended, and it has soothing oatmeal. And for all of your rashes or your eczema, I would recommend looking at the whole Aveeno line of skincare because they actually have treatments for eczema, so I highly recommend that. Number 4, this one's not fun. It's avoid taking really hot baths or showers because hot water will make it so much worse, I promise you. Take a very mildly, not cold, but a mildly warm bath or shower because hot water is just really bad for it. Number 5, don't use, I have some notes, that's why I'm looking down. Number 5, don't use body washes or shampoos or conditioners or any kind of thing that you would use in the bath or shower on the parts of your affected skin. And Aveeno also has all of that natural conditioner and shampoo, and that is what you're going to want to use. It's some kind of natural shampoo or soap or anything like that, because it will make it so much worse when you're using perfumed kind of things that get on your skin. Number 6, and this is if you have it on your fingers. I really discovered this trick, and it works really, really well. What I would do is I'd put the kind of treatment that you're using. If you're using a treatment, I would put the cream on my finger, and then I would put Vaseline or Neosporin over it to seal it and really moisturize it. I would recommend Neosporin though because it actually has healing stuff in it. And then I put a band-aid around it, and within a day it will be completely better. So that is something I highly recommend if you are suffering with eczema or this kind of rash on your fingers. Number 7, this is my last one. This one is really simple. Use gloves when you're washing the dishes or you have your hands in water for a very long time. Not like swimming or something, but when you're doing washing dishes or cleaning the bathroom or something like that, you're going to want to use rubber gloves. And I recommend the really long ones, not the bathroom gloves, because those have powders in them a lot of times, and they will really hurt your skin. So I recommend using gloves when you're washing the dishes or when you're in that kind of a situation when you're trying to clean something. So that's my tips for eczema. And I have acquired those over time. It took me a long time to figure out the things that really work and that keep it under control. I know a lot of people suffer with eczema, so I figured this would be a good thing to talk about so that you can just learn how to deal with it, because eczema is sadly really, really hard to get rid of, and it's not going to go away overnight. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys out there who are struggling with this. I just hope that this was a help to you and an encouragement. This ending is being bad. I hope this was a help and encouragement to you guys to let you know that yes, I did struggle with skin issues for a very, very long time. All over my face. It was just horrible. So I hope that was some kind of help to you guys, and just let me know what you think by commenting or liking this video, and let me know what your personal tips are for eczema or skin rashes, because honestly I'd love to hear them because I'm still struggling with it on my fingers, and it would just be a really, really big help. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you guys think by commenting, liking, and sharing, and all that goody stuff.